I feel like I should have done landscape. Landscape on YouTube. I should put landscape on. Yeah, I should probably landscape the YouTube. Oh yeah. Everybody landscapes. Everybody comes to Mulholland. Like even in my secret spot, actually two more cars have parked in front of and behind me because they found my secret spot. So I accidentally revealed my secret spot to a couple of people. Which way is the 110? Shit, that's all the way downtown there. The 110's all the way downtown. I might have to move over to the white fence because there's a lot of action to the right. City gets crazy. I did do comedy last night. Do you hear, you guys can hear all the explosions going on already. You can already hear boom, boom. You hear all those explosions all over the city? Like over here to the right, you can see fireworks are going off all over to the right. That's where all those explosions are going. All over, all the way down to Long Beach. You can see fireworks going off. It does sound like Iran. Oh, now they're going off over here. Oh, here, now they're going off over here. Now it's starting to light up over here a little bit. Just waiting for it to get dark and see how crazy it gets. It's only 8 o'clock right now. It's only 8 o'clock. They've already fucking. You can just hear the bombs going off all over the place. Oh, damn, there they go. Now they're starting. Yeah, fireworks got to be going off in Chicago right now. Kelsey kills. Your Nana is 95 today. Really? Today's your Nana's birthday? Kelsey? Is this my Kelsey? Is this Kelsey? Kelsey? Damn, all kinds of people are pulling up. They're gonna fuck it up for me. I've attracted like 5 cars to my secret spot. God damn it. I wanted to do this by myself. God. I got a whole group of fucking idiots here. I haven't scheduled my court date yet. So you guys, Mulholland, up and down Mulholland, it gets packed all the way up and down Mulholland. There's people everywhere just watching it from above. Because why not watch? Why go watch one fireworks show when you can watch every single one of them at once? I don't know if it translates that well on the camera, but from where I'm sitting, it's amazing. Because I can see all the way over here past this tree, and they're just lighting it up over here. I'm seeing way more activity over there toward Long Beach, beach. You can see them from your rooftop, Karen. You have access to your roof? I guess so. What's his face? Yeah, I know, Jenny. Jenny, I was at home, and they said, "Yeah, Mr. President Trump is about to speak in 30 minutes." And I said, "You know what? I'm leaving early. Like, I'm not even going to listen to him." The funny thing is, storms ruined the Washington, D.C. events. The Secret Service had to tell everyone to go find shelter, which was hilarious. You guys, I have drawn a huge crowd. I came up to my secret spot. The problem is my car, I kind of secretly got over there, but now they saw me sitting here, and it's a goddamn party up there. Oh my God. There's a bunch of kids, so I don't know if I can swear like I want to. Uh, what state? Kelsey, that's a great idea, actually. You mean just start acting like myself? Is what you mean. Just start acting normal. Oh, look at this car gift. The hell was that? That was a manual gift. Travel in the USA. Travel in the USA. Hey, da, da, da. Travel in the USA. The cool thing about these folks is I think they're foreigners and they're all wearing American flags and shit. You guys want to see all the people I've drawn to my location? It was just me. Yeah, I'm singing. You ready? Farah Jaka, Farah Jaka. LSD, LSD, everybody takes it, everybody takes it, including me, including me. That's not true, but I did in the past. I once stayed up for 6 nights in a row on illicit substances, and then I took LSD. And it was the craziest experience of my brain's life. I stayed up for 6 nights as a young man on illicit substance. And then at the end of that run, before anything, we dropped microdots. And it was so bad, we had to drop one of my friends off at the hospital. You know what I mean? We had to like dump him out of the car and drive off because we were all tripping. I mean, it was crazy. You guys, back in the day, the LS, you know what? Forget about mushrooms. We're talking about LS that would fucking set you back about 16 to 24 hours. And I'll be honest, it was the greatest. Because me and my crew in Iowa, we would laugh for 20 straight hours. My mouth would hurt for a week from laughing and my stomach. And then we had one buddy, our buddy T Roy. I hope he's not in here. Don't mean to call him out by name, although that's his nickname and you guys don't know him. He kind of had a sideways, you know what I mean? Sometimes they call it a bad trip. I think he laid in the bed over at our buddy Swanee's for like 18 hours, and we would just walk in and keep going. And he looked fine, but he was just kind of not talking or anything. We're like, "You all right, man?" The thing about doing LS, you know what, is once you're going a little sideways and then everyone starts coming in and being like, "You okay? You okay?" That just makes it worse. That just makes it way worse. Thank you for the follow, Katrina. Well, what they call it a bad trip. It's called a bad trip. And it happens, right? Some people have it. Everybody has a different capacity for how it affects them. And it was a wild night. I mean, I remember that morning we were up all night for sure. That was just the first night up all night on that. I remember watching Looney Tunes at 8 in the morning with my buddy Ned, and we were still laughing. We were 12 hours straight laughing. We're watching Looney Tunes. Then we were outside throwing a football for 3 hours. I mean, it's just a wild scene. We were riding horses bareback because we were in a fucking trailer. We were in a trailer in Iowa. We're out fucking all loaded, tripping, riding fucking horses bareback. I mean, it was fucking incredibly wild. August and September is pretty hot out here, I would say, yeah. But it's not that hot. I mean, the shit that's going on in the rest of the country, it's really not that bad. I know the park rangers are going to pull up and fuck with us. I got a feeling. Basically, all these people have blown my cover, basically. October weather here is pretty amazing, but we have heat into October. I mean, there's no doubt about it. But it's amazing. October's amazing. LA is always amazing. You guys, in June, July, and even the first few days of July this year, what happens is you ready to hear from a meteorologist? I'm a fucking skilled son of a bitch. You guys, the marine layer, we have an onshore flow. So all the cool air from the ocean comes in. It looks like fog. It's called the marine layer. It looks like clouds. And it comes in over the city at night, and then it hovers over the city until 2, 3 in the afternoon before it burns off. So the days are nice and cool, 60 to 5 degrees, no sun burning you. And then it finally burns off about 2 or 3 right before it starts to get cool again anyway. They call that May gray, they call that June gloom, and they call that no sky July. Now, it doesn't happen through all of July, usually only the first. In fact, today was the first day it started to break a little. But starting now, July 4th and on, now it's going to be sunny every day. That flow, that onshore flow is going to shift, and it's going to be getting hot. In fact, next week it's going to be hot as fuck. Not hot as fuck, but you can jump in the ocean whenever you want, but right now there is an ocean advisory because there's so much bacteria in the first 100 yards from ocean out, all the way from Laguna Beach to Malibu. If you go in the water right now, you're gonna get ear infections and shit. I saw people in the water today at Venice, but you do that at your own fucking risk because you come out there with the fucking ear infection so bad, the whole side of your head's gonna go numb, and you're gonna be at the emergency room because it's also painful, even though it's numb. It's hard to explain, And this has been on the news for the last 2 days. They're advising you to stay out of the water from like the whole coastline all the way up and down it. First of all, I don't swim in the ocean. That's a Swimming in the ocean. It to me is as dumb as flying. Sure, by the percentages, you might be okay, but you're also gambling with the fragility of life. If you don't want to die, then I would suggest not doing things like letting knuckleheads throw you off a bridge without the jump rubber band strapped to your ankle. I would suggest not flying on airplanes where you have zero chance of surviving when it goes down. I would suggest not going in the ocean where you can be eaten by a shark. Okay, you become the prey. I would suggest uh, not driving with somebody other than yourself because you can control your own destiny in a car. You fly 3 times a month, like, and I'm not trying to bring you guys down if you fly. Don't let my fear of flying affect you. I used to fly all the time. When I was a kid, I was jet setting. Fucking 18 years old to 22 years old, I was flying everywhere and didn't give a shit. Wasn't sweating it. I was jumping on planes from Sacramento to Denver to Chicago, Chicago back to Sacramento, Phoenix to Dallas, Dallas to El Paso to Phoenix. Bunch of flights I was going. Then I was hitting some flights from LA to Iowa through via Colorado Springs and Denver. And then on my last flights, think to my brother, I was going to be the best man at my brother's wedding. I fucking, I had a real panic attack. Like I realized that I was going to die on an airplane. It just occurred to me. And I barely made it. I did meet this really hot blonde chick. So the flight went LA to Colorado Springs to Des Moines. And I had a panic attack. This girl put her hand on my thigh and it went away. You know, she was like, calm down. And then she introduced me into a great breakfast spot because I was new to LA. She's like, you should eat at Nat's on Burbank and Hazeltine. It's a fucking amazing breakfast. But anyway, she got off the plane in Colorado Springs. The leg from Colorado Springs to Des Moines, I panicked. I couldn't even stay in my seat. I got up and had to pace, walk back and forth, back and forth. It was terrifying. And then the flight back from Des Moines to LA, I left a snowstorm and I could feel the ice on the wings. They were de-icing the plane. And this was pre 9/11, you guys. I walked into the cockpit. I said, you guys doing, how you guys doing? You all right? I said, look at me, the co-pilot. You know, I made him look me in the eye, you know? And I said, you guys gonna be all right? You guys good? And then they flew me home. But I swear to God, during takeoff for the whole like 10 minutes, the plane, you know, it just feels like it's falling. I'm like, we're dying, we're dying, we're dying, we're dying, we're dying. It was so fucking scary. And that wasn't my last flight. I did one more flight after that. I booked a movie as a local hillbilly sheriff in Arizona. So I took a plane from fucking Burbank to Phoenix. And I was terrifying. And the return flight, I was so terrified that I fucking got off the plane and kissed the ground like you see in a movie. Because they in Burbank Airport, you don't just load off a tarmac. You don't load off into the airport. You load off of stairs right onto the tarmac. I fucking walked right down those stairs and I fucking kissed the ground like in a movie where you see that shit. Because that's a real thing. And I vowed as I kissed the disgusting tarmac, I vowed to never fly again. And let me tell you something. I have never fucking flown again. I've never flown after that ever again. And it's not happening. How am I going to get to Italy? I'm not interested. People are like, oh, well, how am I going to go to Costa Rica? The fuck do I need to go to Costa Rica for? I live in Malibu. You know what I mean? Fucking Costa Rica. I live in Laguna Beach, Malibu, Monterey Bay. San Diego beaches? Fuck do I need to go somewhere else for a beach? They have fucking great beaches here. I want to see some beautiful scenery. I'll go to fucking Colorado. Don't you want to go to China? Fuck no, I don't want to go to China. Well, you don't want to go to Thailand? Yeah, so I can be electrocuted on one of those fucked up. You ever seen the wiring in these fucking Asian countries? You ever go to an Asian country and look at their telephone wires, okay? It's a fucking disaster over there. I don't need that in my life. I wouldn't mind going meeting some chicks over there, though. Look at the sky is lighting up, you guys. That's crazy. I feel like you can't see it that well on the phone, but fuck. From the naked eye, it looks great. It's pretty cool, man. Tim, you are one unique man. Thank you, Yuli. That's what there's a lot of things you can call me, but the one thing you can't call me is unoriginal, and I'm proud of that. And I am a unique man. Not gonna meet any people like me. Marry someone from chat. I'll probably drive over to Canada and marry Kelsey, my Kelsey, and then I can become a Canadian citizen and get free health care. Me and Kelsey can just like be married. I hope she's not listening right now. She's like, "What did he just? Did he just say we are getting married?" Uh, yeah, Cali is where it's at. I created a whole it's a whole party in my secret spot now, you guys. I was here all alone. Now it's a whole party. You can do it at the Sizzler. Here's the thing. I'm thinking about doing a live stream from the Sizzler. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about live streaming from Sizzler. Is that ridiculous? As a joke. I have no regrets about LA. I love LA. Kelsey says I'm gonna want to go to Italy one day though, Tim. Well, I mean, we're gonna have to have an open relationship and we can find you a nice gentleman who will fly you right over there. You know, after I screen, we'll screen some people and we'll send you over there with a nice guy. Or we can take a boat. I mean, Kelsey, we could take a boat. I'll go to Europe. We just have to go on a boat, you know? Fucking grab the Titanic and we'll fucking float right over there. It takes like 3 months, but I got time. You know what I mean? You ain't got to fly over there. You know what I mean? You think the pilgrims fucking took airplanes? You know what I mean? The pilgrims fucking took them 3 years just floating out on the water. You know what I mean? Making people walk the plank, all this shit. We'll go like the pilgrims. Fucking ride in a boat, take a sailboat, fucking sail over there. You know what I mean? Yeah, Christopher Columbus style. Fuck it, man. We'll go discover Italy. I mean, people are like, don't you want to go to Italy or Rome or this and that? I see that shit on TV all the time. What the fuck do I need to go over there and do? You want me to go into the fucking arena in Rome and battle a gladiator? Or what do I got to do? I've seen it on the TV. You guys, Netflix is full of that shit. Fuck do I need to go over there for? And all that world charm and shit, it doesn't, I'm not that impressed, honestly. Oh, look at these cobblestone roads. Fuck, you know how many cobblestones driveways I've walked up and down in LA? Cobblestone, schmobblestone. Oh, look at how skinny the streets are. Yeah, but that's conducive to nothing. You ever watch these people ride around in China? They can't even get by each other. Again, I would go overseas, but I'm taking a boat. It's that simple. I'll go overseas. I'm taking a boat. All right, because I'd rather drown, I guess, than fall out of the sky. Trust me, nobody will be screening the lifeboats fucking more tightly than me. And as far as women and children first, fuck that. They tell me the boat's going down, I'm on the fucking lifeboat. Okay, it's every fucking man for himself. Just like that, I'll become a trans woman. Trust me. I'm on. I'll be in a wig and a fucking dress, jumping right on that fucking boat. I'll take a fake doll too, and I'm like, I got my baby. I got my baby. Darren says I sound like an old guy. Uh, it's all perspective, my man. It's all perspective. I am old. I am an old fucking man. And you know what? I don't even care anymore. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, I got my baby. Save me, save me. I can do a good woman's voice. Hello, save me. Hello, save me. Save me. Whatever. I'll work on my chick voice. I'll work on that. I hope that's not parking. So, you guys, I have a secret parking space right across from this area where no pedestrians are even allowed. And I have drawn 5, 10, 15. I've drawn a crowd of 30 fucking people. I hate it when I fucking reveal my secret spots. I fired this up, nobody was here. What was it like in the early 1900s? Darren, how fucking old are you, man? What are you talking about? Huh? Here's a great fact. Did you know the distance between 1918 and 1971 is the same distance between 1971 and now? Let that sink in, Gen X. That'll fucking make your brain hurt. I think I got those numbers right. I might be off a little because I haven't seen that in 2 weeks. The distance between 1918 and 1971 is the same distance between 71 and now. And you know what I mean? Back in the late 80s, 90s, we used to think 1918 was like, we couldn't even visualize that as anything but old fucking Spanish flu, Depression era garbage. I mean, it's wild to think. It blows my mind. I am a true American Iowan. I'm getting my passport so I can cross the bridge in Detroit to see Kelsey. Also, so I can get some dental work done in Tijuana, but kill two birds with one stone. You know what I mean? I just don't want. I just don't want one of those Trump passports. You know what I mean? I don't want Trump on my passport. You were so mean. Who was I being mean to? Probably was being mean. I was born in '71. You're born in '71. You're calling me old, Darren. You're old as hell. Can I glue those pages together? You guys, I'm worried about my passport photo I'm gonna have to take. You know what I mean? I want it to be, I want it to be pretty. Kelsey Kells is the 1988er. Oh, that's perfect for me. That's my age bracket. That's my age bracket, Kelsey. Although I have a lot of older women have been hitting me up. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get jealous, but I think the skipper from Gilligan's Island's granddaughter has eyes for me. You know what I mean? It seems like the fireworks are going crazier over here than they are over downtown. Look at that. It's just a shit show of fireworks over there. This is what LA looks like on the 4th of July. The city is just blowing up. You guys, the air quality tomorrow is fucking terrible. Like, it'll just be all smoke. The whole city will just be full of smoke. Look at that shit. You left yesterday. Yeah, all the animals. Yeah, yeah. Let me put my glasses on. See how much better it looks like in real life. Who? Kelsey said who? You mean the skipper? You know Gilligan's Island? Hey, do you even know Gilligan's Island? The skipper's granddaughter from Gilligan's Island. Thanks for all the gifts and heart me's and everything I've been saying. I don't even know if the fireworks have started. They officially start at 9 o'clock, but the whole city is exploding. I've always been so impressed by this fireworks bonanza in LA. It's always been kind of impressive. The fireworks officially start in like 10 minutes in LA, but clearly they've started. There's only like 4 or 5 official fireworks shows, you guys. You know what I mean? You're looking at literally hundreds and hundreds of people setting off fireworks. But there's like a show at the Hollywood Bowl, which we can't even see. The Coliseum, which we kind of can see deep in the background. Marina Del Rey. Universal City, which is behind us in the valley. Like, we're not even looking at the valley. This is going on everywhere. And you can hear it. It's just a rumbling. Kelsey, you've watched Gilligan's Island, right? Kelsey, you have seen Gilligan's Island, right? Thank you for the hand heart thing. Yeah, it's a hand heart, not a thing. Thank you, Cheating. I've been in LA like 25 years, and I'm telling you, this is since the first year I ever came here. I was like, wow, if you go up on Mulholland, or even if you go on like a good rooftop on a high building, it's an amazing spectacle. It might even be better because we went on top of a couple buildings one year, and you have a 360-degree view of it, and it's pretty cool. Everybody found my secret spot. Everybody found my secret spot. This is my secret spot. Everybody found it. Kelsey, you've never seen Gilligan's Island? Oh my God. Well, we got a lot of catching up to do, you know? Once you see Gilligan's Island, you're never going to want to go to Italy. Because you'll be like, we got to go on a boat because you'll hear the song, the ship set sail on a 3 hour tour. The weather started getting rough. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. And if we got deserted on an island together, we'd have to be eating coconuts. You know what I mean? and catching fish, you know. And we don't have the professor or Thurston Howell the third or anybody with us. I mean, it would be a nightmare. She's never seen black and white TV. Oh boy. You know, an interesting fact is though, a lot of people don't know this. Gilligan's Island. This would shock anyone who's a fan of it and doesn't know this information. Gilligan's Island only ran for 3 fucking seasons. You heard me. I'm gonna say that again out loud. Gilligan's Island only ran for 3 fucking seasons. 3 seasons. 3 seasons. That's it. Feels like a long running sitcom is what it feels like. Yeah, I heard about that lagoon being on the CBS studio lot. You guys, the television show Big Brother starts next week. And you know, I found where that soundstage is. I thought it was I actually thought it was CBS Beverly, but I was wrong. I think Rich, if my memory's right, Rich corrected me on that. It shoots over in CBS Radford. LA looks like Tel Aviv, you guys. Used to work on Radford. Radford was my favorite. I mean, listen, I've worked on all the lots, and it's exciting to work on all the lots. The lots that were always close to where I lived, because I'd always live in Studio City, were Universal, uh, Warner Brothers, and Radford. You know, if I had to drive to fucking Sony, I'd be irritated. If I had to drive to Fox, I'd be irritated. When I was David Duchovny's body double, and I had to drive my Ford Escort to Fox, that used to fucking drive me insane. Because that's when I was learning LA traffic. I remember my spark plugs went bad one morning, and I got into the worst road rage. Uh, with this lady. And I said, "You think your life's important, bitch? I'm fucking David Duchovny's body double." CBS, yeah, CBS Radford going to be purchased. I do know about those transactions. I've seen this all of the transactions that are being challenged and going through. I saw how much money is being lost on that Radford deal, and it's crazy. I mean, a lot of good shows shot there. I shot when I worked on CBS Radford. First of all, one day I filmed this. I've never released the video. I parked in Les Moonves's parking spot one day. I used to be such an asshole. I would go in there as a background extra and I would park in executive parking spots. I parked in Les Moonves's parking spot and got away with it. But shows like The Talk were on there. Shows like Dr. Phil shot at Paramount. But I did that television show, The Colony, on Radford. I don't even think anyone knows The Colony. I was Josh Holloway's precision driver and photo double. I used to drive around the city like helicopters would go up in the air out of Whitman Airport, and I would drive that black Charger like around the city downtown, and the helicopter would get shots from above of me driving the car because I was supposed to be Josh Holloway. So I did all his precision driving work, and then I did all his photo double work. Or no, that didn't shoot at Radford. Or sometimes it did. It also shot sometimes on Universal. They might have switched. A lot of times they'll switch their stages season to season. They also shot on Universal's lot a couple times. So they used both. Maybe it was a different season. But yeah, I definitely ran the stop signs then. One of the funniest things was we were parked downtown, parked just on a shitty street, shitty neighborhood. We were waiting for the helicopter to get above us and get set up with the camera. And while we were parked there, I had a producer in the car with me, and I had a camera guy in the car because they get shots of the back of my head because I was also his photo double. And while we were parked waiting 5:30 in the morning for the helicopter, because it was going to be the sun rising over downtown, so it was going to be what we call a golden hour shot TV. And it's a really cool intro shot, actually. But these guys pulled up right behind us, not behind us, two cars behind us. They got out and they literally cut the catalytic converter off the car behind us. They saw us in our car and they went to the next car in front of us and they cut the catalytic converter off of that car. And I was like, wow, dudes, should we just, we're not reporting it. This isn't our problem, right? And the producer was like, this ain't our problem. So we just watched them steal those catalytic converters and drive off. But that's LA, man. That's how LA operates. You remember that dude, that actor downtown? He caught those dudes cutting his catalytic converter out, went out and challenged them, and they shot him dead. That was just a couple years ago. You gotta think twice. Like I used to be dumb. See, for me, I'm starting to realize the stupidity of some of the areas I put myself in. I'll chase crime mostly because there's cops around, right? So it's gonna be a safe environment. But if you get to a scene before the cops, like when we go to a gunshot scene and the cops aren't there yet, we're asking for trouble. But I still like doing that. I don't mind doing that. I like exciting shit. That's why I don't mind doing police chases. Who did that happen to? Kelsey, if you Google it, he was a known actor. But he also, like most actors, he worked part time as an actor. And you have to also be a fucking server or a bartender. He's like a handsome dude too, like soap opera actor. I can't remember what show he was on, but if you Google it, I don't have my third phone. A couple years ago, he's working downtown. He came outside from his job. Dudes were under the car cutting the catalytic converter. It's very common for this to be happening. But he challenged him. He said, "Hey, motherfuckers, what are you doing?" And they shot him, killed him. They fucking shot him, fucking killed him. Somebody might remember his name. I don't remember his name, but he was kind of known. He was on General Hospital. Embroidery Donna just said he was on General Hospital. That's his name, Johnny Wachter. Thank you, Rich. His name was Johnny Wachter, and he was an actor. You can look up his credits. That happened to Johnny Wachter. But what I'm saying is in Studio City, like I tell you guys, I lived there for 14 years. And I would go outside once or twice a night and challenge criminals. And I realized how stupid that was when Johnny Wachter died. I was like, wow, I made it 14 years without getting my ass shot because I would go out and fucking challenge every single one of them. And I'm realizing that was a bad idea. The worst thing that happened to me is the story I told you guys where those two chicks, I fought those two young hot chicks and like they were beating me up a little bit. I mean, I was taking the one chick's purse and I was getting my shit out of the car. You guys know the story. I was trying to turn the car off. The other chick was punching me in the back of the head from the back seat because I was in the front seat. And then I came around to get my lights. Then she ran my foot over with the car. I mean, it was a whole scene. I have the video of it, but it's a little embarrassing, so I don't really release it. But it's kind of funny to watch. But that was the worst thing that happened to me, challenging crime. Those catalytic converters are worth like 1,200 bucks. I don't know what they get for them secondhand, but I know the shops that buy them. So I know, guys, I know so much shit about LA. So obviously, everyone knows you can go to MacArthur Park and buy an illegal fake ID and shit. But like in North Hollywood, I know the smog stations where you can go get your car illegally smogged when it won't pass because I've had to do it. I know the smog stations. I know the catalytic converter repair shops in North Hollywood where you just see a massive pile in the back. And some guys were doing my tires, and one of them was honest with me. And those guys buy those catalytic converters for like 300 to 600 bucks. They're worth 1,200 bucks, but they buy them off of these thieves for 300 to 600 bucks. And that's just how it works. That's how they make their money. If they go out and steal fucking 10 of those in a night and sell them for 500 bucks, that's a good haul. You're making 5 grand a night stealing those fucking things. That chick who helps me feed the cats, that lady, she just called me not long ago and she goes, fuck, I woke up. My fucking car sounds like a motorcycle. What's going on? I said, they fucking cut your catalytic converter off last night. You know? This is why I had to move to a gated area, you guys. My truck, in order to stop getting my truck broken into and my car stolen, I just got a restriction for something. Let's see what it was. Huh, seems like it went away. So I moved in. It's not really, it's a gate. I mean, it's a secure area. I can't afford to live in some fucking Charlie Sheen gated neighborhood, but I mean, I had to move to a place where people don't steal from me. And I found a place. And after being broken into or attempted to for 2 nights, 2 nights, 2 times a night for 14 years, I haven't had a single fucking person, knock on wood, try to break into either one of my cars or get to my house in 3 fucking years. And let me tell you something, it was bliss. I go to bed at night. The first fucking 2 months of living here, where I would go to bed and sleep through the whole fucking night without being woke up by the alarm sensors telling me someone was breaking in my cars or my garage, was amazing. It was fucking amazing. Yeah, it is sad, Kelsey. And it's your way of life. Most people in Hollywood, or most people, 80% of people who live here, right? If you don't have a garage, a closed garage, a gated house, but even they break into those people. See, that's the other problem. If you have a lot of money and you're in the hills, you might have an Argentine gang put a fake cell phone in your property, track when you come and go, and rob your house. So I mean, not every, oh shit, everybody is not safe, but most people just park on the street, and everybody has to have a catalytic converter because we have very fucking strict emission laws here. Yeah, that one. Remember that homeless lady? I woke up. I had cameras in my garage. The cameras were in my garage for my cat Luna, because she would come in through the little crack, and I'd be like, "Oh, Luna," and I would talk to her on the camera. I love seeing her in there on the little warm pad in the winter, or during rainstorms. It would make me happy. That thing went off one night. I opened it up, and that homeless lady was staring right at me. It was the fucking most creepy feeling ever. And that's one of the few times I called the cops. Cops only respond if they're in your house. If they don't enter your house, and it was the garage, so it wasn't the house, but if they don't enter the building, they won't respond. If you call and say someone's breaking in my car, oh, code 2, and they show up 12 hours later. Um, this woman was in my structure, so I called the cops, and they did show up. The cops do prioritize burglary calls, and they did show up pretty fast. And I let them handle it. I went outside. I said, "I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna open this garage right now, and I want you to arrest whoever the fuck is in there." And I only left it. I would leave the bottom of the garage cracked by like 6 inches. You know what I mean? Like just enough for my homeless cat, could squeeze through the crack. Well, this little skinny homeless woman, she squeezed her little body right under that crack. That's how she got in there. What is the spot at I called? I mean, I lived in Studio City all those years. I lived in a fucking really nice neighborhood. We're talking about, I lived a block from, my neighbors were fucking George Clooney, George Clooney, Eric Estrada, Captain Kirk, what's his name? William Shatner. You know what I mean? Fucking that girl from, My Name is Earl. I mean, I could go on and on. It's LA, all famous people. William, forgot his name. Forgot that guy's name. But anyway, the point is, it's an affluent neighborhood. I didn't live in some $1 million house. I lived in nice apartments on Laurel Canyon, on the edge of the pocket of the affluent neighborhood. But the point is, it wasn't the slums. I wasn't living in the fucking yeah, William Defoe. I wasn't living in the fucking slums. Yeah, William Shatner. Right by the house where he unalived his wife, allegedly. You guys know that that's suspect, you guys, you know what I mean? You guys know that. So they found William Shatner's wife floating in the pool, unalived. Do you guys know that? In the house right by where I live there? And she was drunk and shit, and on pills and all that. But they found her floating unalived in the pool one morning. But they didn't have no evidence or anything to charge him with a crime, so they never charged him with a crime. I tell this story a lot. This is why, like Robert Blake, let's take Robert Blake. He also was a neighbor, same neighborhood. Robert Blake, the Brady Bunch house. This is the same neighborhood, you guys. Robert Blake fucking unalived Bonnie Bakley. And he fucking, that's one of the way I mean, he didn't even try to cover it up. You know what I mean? Hey, how did it happen? Well, I forgot my gun in Vitello's. I went back to get my gun, came back out, and she had a bullet in her head. I mean, that didn't even make sense. Seems to be better fireworks going off over here for some reason. Look at that, you guys. Look at how this city absolutely erupts in fireworks. And we're seeing like 20% of the city from this we just have a little sliver here we're looking at. Oh, I got to look into the Jerry Lee Lewis thing, Dean. I'm not even really well informed on that one. I don't even really know about that one. You live in a van now up in the San Gabriels? Me? Yeah, they steal them everywhere. It's not just LA, you know? Well, it's not even that they steal them out of desperation, Kelsey. They steal them because they don't enforce crime here, right? They don't investigate that. They don't respond to that call. They don't investigate those calls. You just can go out and do it. Anybody can go out and do it, you know? So they do it for a living. Like where I'm from, down in the I don't want to make this racial, but down in the flats where all the African Americans live where I'm from, those guys would rob the trains. So the trains would roll in and they would rob all the cigarette cart trains. So the train would be full of cigarettes. They would steal all the cartons off the trains. We would drive down to the flats and we would buy all our cartons of cigarettes off the African American guys down in the flats in Iowa, where I grew up. You know what I mean? Vicky, I do have a podcast, but and I restarted it and I bought all the equipment, but I've been delayed to start it, and I'll tell you why. I've been delayed because of a lawsuit that I was wrapping up. It's some medical issues I had, so I am firing that back up. It's called the Coffee Podcast. Thinking about changing it to From Death is Amazing. But yes, I do. And I hate that I had to delay it, but I had a lot of shit to wrap up, but I was able to wrap it up. I just signed off on the lawsuit last week. That's all over. I've completed my some extensive dental work I had to fucking fix, and so it's looking good to fire that back up officially. I've been trying to fire that back up since March. It's just been a nightmare. The lawsuit was a trip and fall. The lawsuit was a trip and a fall. You ever heard of a slip and fall, trip and fall? That happened back in 2022. It's happened a long time ago. Happened in December of 2022. I'll let you know when, Vicky. Vicky, I run it on YouTube, so make sure you follow my YouTube, which is the same name and moniker, Tim Pingle. And I've run a couple. I've tested some of my new equipment. I've run one episode for fun, but I haven't officially fired it back up, and I haven't officially decided if I'm changing the name. But you can listen to old episodes of my podcast, which is called the Coffee Podcast. But they're older episodes. Some are still fun to listen to. Actually, they're still fun to listen to, actually. But my podcast now is going to be, one of these new age podcasts. You'll be able to watch the podcast, not just listen to it. Cool. I appreciate it, Vicky. Thank you. Thank you. Any update on the squirrel video? Here's what's happening. I have contacted PETA, and I've been consulting with a woman from PETA who takes animal cruelty calls and complaints. And I'm in the process of getting the information of this person. So that's the only update. Let's just say I'm house sitting for my friend. You know what? I don't want to say because I'm on YouTube, but I am actively getting the information I need to get. Coffee bean. I am getting the information that needs to be, helpful to whoever takes action because I don't have enough information or a location. I need an address, a last name, and a phone number. And I'm getting that. That's coming. That's coming. And every time I think about it, every day I look at a squirrel, I can't get it out of my head still because they sent me the video and I watched part of it. I had to shut it off. But every time I see a squirrel, I fucking can't stop thinking about it. Oh, Megan, you're right. That might be true, Megan. Megan, you know what? That might be true, Megan. Thank you for the fireworks, double firework, chili jilly. Appreciate that. Thank you. You're right. That might be true. My slip and fall was a trip and fall. So I tripped and fell. I didn't slip and fall. I tripped and fell. So it wasn't a slip. Yeah, I didn't realize it, but you know what? Technically, you're right. They are stamped with the location because if I search a location on my pictures and videos, it shows me that location. Oh my God, you're right. The video has the location. Oh my God, you're right. That is an excellent point. No, he's too stupid to have the location off. He's way too stupid to have the location off. That is such a good fucking. I knew that actually, but I wasn't thinking about it. That's good to know. No, that's good for my head. That's great news. There is a massive crowd here now. There is a massive crowd here. I'm being very tame, quiet, and calm because there's children all around me, and I don't want to. I don't want to go off and cuss and be a dickhead right now. It is crazy to see these fireworks exploding all over the city, though. Look at LA. It's wild, man. I mean, it's just saturated with fireworks. Oh, anyway, yeah, I tripped and fell. You know how I tripped, you guys? I'm not gonna say the name of the company, even though I've signed off and it's over. I'm still gonna kind of stay quiet. I don't think there's an NDA on it post settlement, but I have absolved them of any liability. So the money they gave me absolves them. It's over. It's over. We've finished it. But you know what I tripped over? I tripped over one of those fucking cables that they tie equipment outside the front of stores together with. Do you know what I'm saying? You know how you get a Home Depot? And this wasn't Home Depot, this is my example. And they have like 50 gas grills outside and they got them cabled together so no one can just steal them. You know what I mean? Have you ever guys seen that? Uh, well, you know, if you walk up to a Home Depot, those things are all pushed right next to each other. There's no space between them. And the cable is always all the way on the ground. And you can't walk between them. And it's in front of the wall, it's not in front of the front door. Well, the department store or the hardware store I was at, they put that shit like you would be shocked. I'll show the video someday. Once my money's in my pocket from the settlement, I'll show the video. Fuck it. Because once I'm paid, it won't matter. But I'm telling you, they fucking put this shit like it's almost like they set it up to trip someone. And there was gaping holes between it, like 2 feet gaping holes where you could walk between it. And the cable wasn't flat on the ground. It was like 12 to 16 inches in the air. And the cable was the same color as the ground. So you couldn't see it, right? I just fucking came walking out and fucking got lit up, fucked me up. Like my lawsuit's not fake, you guys. I was injured. I fucking tore my fucking knee up, tore my knee apart. My doctor still tells me I have to have surgery. I refuse the surgery. I just get physical therapy. But I got a meniscus tear on both sides of my knee. No, I tore up my meniscus, left inner and a little bit on the right outer. And the thing is, they had video. Yeah, I did physical therapy, so I know some really good exercise that strengthen your knee and your legs and your hips and shit, and it works. Because it alleviates it. But still, every once in a while, I'll wake up, it'll be sore, or it'll just be one of those days, so I'll wear a brace on it. I don't like wearing a knee sleeve because it makes me look like an old man or something. So, but it's okay, you guys. It's actually fine. I've recovered. I have recovered. But the thing is, my doctor still says I should do arthroscopic shit. You know what I mean? Let him go in there and clean it up. But it's not flopping around, and my knee doesn't lock up. So you know what I mean? It's in pretty good shape. It's in pretty good shape. You're in Inglewood getting ready to party at the club. Nice, nice, very nice. Get some comfrey leave and wrap it around your knee. It works. Oh, really? I might do that. I'll be honest. It's a lot of the time it's fine, and I even told him that in the deposition. I mean, I was honest through this whole lawsuit. I wasn't chasing money. I wasn't chasing an ambulance chaser. I wasn't doing any bullshit. This was just a legitimate lawsuit, man, because they were fucking liable. Fucking guy who set this up was an idiot. I don't like our litigious society. I hate it. And every time I walked into the fucking doctors who like they're ambulance chaser doctors. So you have these doctors in these facilities who work with the ambulance chaser lawyers, right? The grifters. You know what I mean? Who are chasing fake cases down. But my case is real. So I'm in there, but I see all these people in the office claiming to be injured because they got fucking bumped by the back of another car, but they're not hurt. They're not hurt. You know what I mean? I had MRIs to prove my injuries. I had the manager of the store admitting negligence, saying, oh my God, we fucked up. We should have never done that. I had photos and videos. The store had video they sent to my lawyer, and you can watch me. You can see me walk right out and fucking fall and get fucked up. So even their own video was working against them. I haven't talked about it because I don't think I was supposed to. I don't know if I signed any agreement to not talk about it, but I think I'm not supposed to talk about it. That's why I'm not naming the company, and I'm not naming my lawyer, and I'm not naming any. There's no name. I'm not giving names, but it is over, and we've signed the agreement, and I'm just waiting on the money. Lowe's. Megan says Lowe's. It's not Lowe's. I'm not going to tell you who it is, you guys. I might someday. Once the money is in my bank, I'll tell you who. Fuck it. And I'll confirm that the agreement I signed is not an NDA. But no, I'm fine. I'm totally fine. And by the way, I got fucked in this, you guys. These ambulance chasers, because I don't have money for a big time lawyer. I got a little settlement, and fucking the lawyer got all the money. I mean, that's really the truth of the matter, you guys. I fucking didn't get. He took all the money. He get like fucks. The doctors and my lawyer took like 65, 75% of the money. And I'm not even kidding. They took like 65% of the fucking money. You know what I mean? I got enough money to go get fucking coffee and donuts for the next 3 weeks. It's Cunningham Hardware. by on the. Are you talking about on Happy Days? Did Cunningham? Did he have a Happy Days? Have a hardware store? No, I'm okay. So it's fine because I'm okay. You know what I mean? It's fine because I'm okay. Yeah, look, those are thieves. That's how they make their living. Every billboard in LA is a fucking ambulance chaser. Sweet James. Every commercial on TV. Injured in a car wreck. Morgan and Morgan. We fucking collected billion. You know what I mean? These fuckers, that's how they make their living. This is why lawyers are snakes. This is why it's all. And sure, there's real injuries and real shit, but there's no way to really regulate it or figure it out. If someone gets a neck injury or an knee injury there's certain injuries you can't. Sure, MRIs are great and they help you in court, but it's hard to disprove if someone is really injured when it's something you can't really see in an MRI or something. My ex got 25K from an ambulance chaser. That's really the amount you end up with. I'll be honest with you. Most of these cases are valued at 75 to 150, and your lawyer's getting most of that. So you're gonna go home with 20 grand. I got a chick I know who fucking fell down. There was water leaking in a hotel bathroom, and she slipped in the bathroom and hit her face on the sink, chipped her tooth, and she ended up getting 20 grand. You know, she chased that, she got 20 grand. And then legs, let me block legs. Just block you legs. Uh and then there's Larry H. Parker, exactly. And then there's fuck, what one was it again? Oh, I had a friend, I was in a band with a guy back in 2020, and he rides a motorcycle. He got hit by an Uber in an intersection. So he got fucking popped by an Uber, flipped off the motorcycle. He didn't get really that injured, but he got 100 grand, which means his settlement was probably 225 to 275 because he took home 100 grand. Now I don't know. He didn't really. I don't really know the details of what his injuries were, but it wasn't that severe. But I think Uber is an easier company to get something out of for some reason. You love the view, Stephanie? You love that view? Well, you don't follow me, so I'm gonna block you, and now you don't get to see the view anymore. Especially because of your dumb comment. So bye bye. You know what I mean? Love the view, hate your story, fucking bitch. I should have called her a bitch before I blocked her. Anyway, she didn't follow me. If you follow me and you want to insult me, I actually don't mind. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. You can roast me. As long as it's not malicious, you can roast the shit out of me. Just make sure you follow. I got a restriction for calling her the B word. Harassment and bullying, yeah. They gave me a restriction. The AI just restricted me for cussing at her. But I don't care anymore. You guys, I really don't care because I'm on YouTube and they don't mind. They don't mind on YouTube. Those Waymars are hitting people now. You could get a good settlement out of a Waymo. Now, I don't suggest being an ambulance chaser or a grifter, but if you're looking to do that, step out in front of a Waymo and I'm sure you'll do well. But make it look good. You know what I mean? Make it look good. Those LA fireworks are crazy. They're passing a law where a lawyer can get all your cash. Oh my God. One of my things is, one of my things is, here's what I was worried about. Most of these ambulance chasers tell you, they say, we don't make you pay any money unless we recover. And so the two lawyers I contacted, the lawyer I used was a guy I used to work for, actually. So I used to work on a property for this guy, and I called him and I said, dude, I like you. I used to work for you. I like your dog and shit. And so I talked to him and I let him take the case at a higher rate that I wanted at 45%. But I knew the guy, I had a personal relationship with him from years ago working on his property. And so I called him second. And so I met with him and then I met with a female lawyer. And when I had the meetings with them, yeah, I was just talking about that today. They can give tickets now to everybody. But I said, I said to both lawyers, I said, so this is how it works, right? I go, you guys don't charge a client unless you recover, unless you win the settlement or you win the lawsuit, right? If you don't win the lawsuit, then I don't pay you money. And honestly, both of them, even my friend said, Tim, that's not entirely true, Tim. My friend said, Tim, as long as you do what I tell you to do, you don't have to worry about that. So that left me realizing, although these lawyers tell you we don't recover, if we don't recover and get you paid, you don't have to pay us. That's not entirely true. And that had me nervous, right? That had me nervous the whole 4 years. I was at the point where I started getting so nervous where I was thinking, wait a minute, if I lose this case, am I going to owe my lawyer fucking $23,000? So I started getting nervous about that. So I was just happy to get it over with. Yeah, my injury happened in December of 2022. So all of 23, all of 24, all of 25, and half of 26, 3.5 years. My injury happened 3.5 years ago. And what happened was he kept demanding money from this company and saying my client's injured. They would ignore him. They would ignore him. And so he was left with no choice but to file a lawsuit. And you know how that works. Then he finally filed a lawsuit a couple years in or whatever. And then it's delay after delay after delay. And then you have a deposition. And then each one side says, can we delay the deposition by 3 months? And then I agree. And then 3 months later, the other side says, I got a court case. I got to cancel the deposition. Whoa. Shit, that's right behind me. God damn. And then and now you got another year and a half of delays just on the deposition. And this fucking just went on and on and on. And the last deposition and mediation, I said, don't even try and reschedule it. We are fucking ending this right now. And I had the deposition in March or something, April. And I had the mediation a month ago. And I told him, I said, fucking end this right now. The trial was scheduled for January. They're trying to wear me out. The trial was scheduled for January. The lawyer, I'll admit, the other side's lawyer in the deposition, he was good. He was good because he wasn't combative. He went the other route. Instead of trying to like make me get angry or look unhinged or look like I might be a bad witness in my own trial, he was the opposite. He was really friendly and nice and cool. And that worked that actually worked for him because I made two big mistakes in my deposition. I won't say those now, but I did make two big mistakes in my deposition because of his tactics. And that's why I appreciate his tactics. But golfers will appreciate this. He tried to catch me on my golfing. So at one point he said, "Well, what activities are you limited from doing now that you have this injury?" And I said, "Well, dude, I can't golf anymore. I used to golf every Monday 18 holes and we walked the course." And I said, "Not only can I not walk 18 holes, I have to rent a cart now to do it." And I only made it 12 holes after I was testing my limits. Cuz I admitted to him I tested my limits. And I go, "We don't golf every Monday now," which is true. And I go, "And I can only go 12 to 16 holes," which was kind of true. And he started asking me golf questions to make sure wasn't lying. He's like, "Oh, really? What's your handicap? Oh, what do you usually shoot on an 18 hole?" You know what I mean? He was good because he was asking questions that if you don't golf, you would not know the answers. So he would have caught me in a lie, right? He goes, "Are you a good golfer?" I go, "I'm a terrible fucking golfer." He goes, "What do you usually score?" I go, "Dude, I'm fucking lucky if I break 100." And these questions I was answering in 2 seconds because I'm an actual golfer. And so he immediately he's a good lawyer. So he knew I wasn't lying about the golf. And he gave me like five more golf questions. So he knew I was a really credible witness. Even though I made two mistakes in the deposition, he knew I was a fucking credible witness. Because I didn't lie. I didn't make any. There was no lying. I got injured. It was real. And I never made a single lie up. And then when I told the story of the injury and they played the video from the store, word fucking verbatim what I said happened. Fucking verbatim. Yet Tracy, I was supposed to be saying I don't recall the whole time. So I had preparation for my deposition with my lawyer. And I was supposed to be saying as little as possible, and I don't recall a lot. But my dumb ass, I got a big mouth. And I'm telling you, this other lawyer had good tactics. And so he was dragging me into full conversation. We took a break at one point, and my lawyer privately, we were talking during a break, and he goes, "Tim, I fucking told you not to say this. Tim, don't, Tim." He's yelling at me a little bit. I go, "Yeah, I know, but I'm fucking telling the truth." I couldn't shut up. Some of us are talkers. I'm supposed to say I don't recall, and I would go into a whole soliloquy. It was pissing my lawyer off. Oh shit. Whatever. I didn't fuck it up bad enough to lose. Actually, my lawyer goes, "If you remember 980 if he goes, you remember 20% of what I told you in our preparation, we'll be fine." So he knew I would fuck up a lot. And he said that would be fine. Because he knew we had a good case. There's so many people. You guys, once it gets late right now, Mulholland is just a big, like, right. It just became all these people came, and it's a big old traffic jam all the way around. All these cars. I was the only car in that's my secret spot over there. And fucking everybody just showed up because they saw me here. Well, nobody would have even stopped here, Dean, because they fucking ran all Mulholland. They blocked all of the sides of Mulholland. Park rangers are parked everywhere. They got cones because they know this happens. And honestly, if I hadn't stopped and walked over here, all these people wouldn't have stopped. You see the marine layer rolled in, you guys. Look at that. The marine layer came in off the ocean. And so now you're just seeing the fireworks kind of light up the marine layer. See what I'm saying? The cloud, the marine layer rolled in over the city. It's coming right in over the basin. There it is. That comes in at night. This is the pattern. It's coming right in. But you can still see the fireworks in it. It is still kind of cool though. It's even creeped all the way to downtown. Look, that marine layer even has pushed all the way over to downtown. Look at it. It's just reaching downtown. Or actually, it did reach it. All the fog has made it to downtown. So the fog has made it. During the pandemic, it was crazy. All of Mulholland, the entire like fucking 30 miles of Mulholland Drive was fucking. People just came every night at sunset. People just came and parked up here and watched the sunset. Just backed their cars up, dropped the tailgates. It's pretty awesome, actually. And I would fly my drones and shit over it. Hello, Linda. I was doing, Linda. What's up, Ralph? Happy birthday, July, Ralph. How far is this from where I live? It's pretty close, actually. It's pretty close. Yeah, the first year. Let's see if there's any park. I'm making sure no parking enforcement is like coming up here. But there's too many cars. They're not going to come enforce it. There's like 4 or 5 cars parked behind mine, so I think I'm good. I'm good. Where I'm on Mulholland Drive. It's a little secret spot I have, but apparently I revealed it to a bunch of people. But I mean, it's always packed up here on the 4th of July, and they try and block it off everywhere. So, you know what I mean? There's pedestrians aren't allowed right here, signs and shit. There's a sprinkler right behind me. I keep worrying is going to go off because it's all muddy right here. So I'm just been waiting for that to kick on and fucking throw me out of here. But there's a little wall here. I've done some Sunday morning lives here, you guys. If you remember this spot, I've come here and sat on this wall for Sunday morning lives. Yeah, you're looking at downtown LA right now and Hollywood. This is Hollywood in the foreground, and that's downtown LA in the horizon. You can't really tell, but you see that building right there at the end of my glasses? That's the Capitol Records building right there. Big. That's Capitol Records. The musty look is the marine layer. So I explained that already, but you see the blue sky? That's the ocean over there. And during June and fucking May and a little of July, the onshore wind flow pushes all of that moisture hovering on the ocean. It pushes it onto the basin. This is the basin. And it pushes it all the way in at the nighttime. And then it hovers during the day tomorrow until about noon or 2. And see that? It has pushed all the way over. That's not smog. That's fog. That's moisture from the ocean called marine layer. That's Dodger Stadium. You're looking at Dodger Stadium is right there. That's literally Dodger Stadium. The lights might be right behind that. So here's downtown. Dodger Stadium is going to be right in here. They played the Padres today at Dodger Stadium. No, it's not. It's not the smog. I would tell you if it was. It's the marine layer. But that's kind of how the smog looks. It looks like the smog actually, but it's not. And you know what else it is? By the way, I don't know if you guys realize this, but it's also the smoke. It's combined with the smoke from the fireworks, just so you know. The air quality will be horrible tomorrow. So that's not just marine layer. That might not even be marine layer. I know that's marine layer over there coming in strong, but the fireworks, that's smoke from the fireworks combining with it. It's all smoke from these fireworks. BJ, one of my American pastimes, I did it for 5 or 6 straight years, is I used to go to the Dodger game every year on the 4th of July. That was my thing. Would I go if I had a free ticket? Every time. Uh, BJ, I went to the World Series and watched I was at the World Series game where Freddie Freeman hit the grand slam to beat the Yankees. I was at that game. I have a really cool video from that game. I made a badass TikTok video, Instagram video that you can go watch from that game. I went to 2 World Series games that year, not last year's World Series. I drove to the stadium last year, but I didn't go. The home field advantage was weird. It didn't work out for me. But so I didn't go last year. It's a mix. That's a mix of smoke from these fireworks. Look at that little shot in the air right there. That's a mix. But that Freddie Freeman game, that was game 1 of 2 years ago, game 1 against the Yankees. I've never seen anything like that in my life. The Grand Slam eruption on that walk-off Grand Slam, fucking, it's in the video. I don't know if it translates in the video. The fucking place, and then they played fucking Randy Newman, I Love LA. I mean, I've fucking never experienced anything like that at a fucking game. Never. It was unbelievable. I've been to some pretty cool games too. Telling you. But I'd never been to a World Series. Tickets, walking into that game, tickets were like, they had some tickets left for like 1,500. But I waited for the first inning to almost be starting, and I got a ticket for $550. Duran's on the high rise. Yeah, I was saying that earlier, Drag. A really cool spot to be. This is fun to be up here, but if you can get on top of a building or in a building, it's an even better view. So Duran's probably got a sick view, actually. I just happen to be up here. You can't see it as clearly on the camera as I can see with my naked eye. If you guys were watching this with your naked eye, it would be a lot cooler because you kind of see it looks wider and clearer than the iris on the camera is really showing. I mean, you could still see it. We're only seeing about 10% of the city, you guys. It's fucking all around. It's in the valley. It's in the fucking Marina Del Rey. We can't see any of the beach. There's beach fireworks shows going on right now, which we can't see all the way to the right. Like you can see toward the beach, like there's Beverly Hills and that. But the beach is over there behind those mountains. But all of that basin down to Culver City, they're all having fireworks. Look at that. That's all being lit up. And that marine layer is getting thick. And so is the smoke. And then here you're just looking over. That's like USC, where that Chris Stapleton concert is down there. See those fireworks? That's probably at USC. Those are probably at the Chris Stapleton concert. And then this is like, that's like MacArthur Park area right there. This is all Hollywood, Capitol Records. And then that's just downtown. I know, Kelsey. I wanted to go. You know what, Kelsey? I almost went. And I'm talking like 2 hours ago. I was driving here and I was like, do I go to Chris Stapleton? Do I go to the Beach Boys? Or do I just get up on Mulholland? And I decided on the Beach Boys and then I backed out. The Beach Boys ticket was 111. I found there was one sitting there for $111. I would have had to pay 40 for parking. It would have cost me 150. But the Chris Stapleton concert was $17.76. And I was and the stadium wasn't even full. They didn't sell that out, you know? And I was like, fuck, I should be at the Chris Stapleton concert. Yeah, well, the problem is at USC. So my car would have got broken into or stolen. I might have got stabbed outside walking around. I don't, it's not exactly the best neighborhood around USC. I don't need that trouble in my life right now. Yeah, it's for the anniversary of 1776, they did tickets for $17.76, which, hey, that's an amazing price. I am angry with Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins. So the Smashing Pumpkins is literally why I didn't go. Plus, Maren Morris is at the concert doing a set. I just think they booked the wrong people. I think Chris Stapleton with like fucking, I don't know. I hate to say Kid Rock, but somebody, somebody else. No, not Jelly Roll. I know. Are you trolling me with Jelly Roll? Please no. Don't get me started on Jelly Roll. I think you're trolling me with Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll should have whatever Grammys they gave him revoked. Oh, there it is. That's the Hollywood Bowl, you guys. It's the end of the Beach Boys show. So there's the finale from the Beach Boys show. That's Hollywood Bowl. That was the Hollywood Bowl finale. Beach Boys. A tree has burst into flames, according to Citizens app. So it looks like fireworks are starting fires all over the city. But yeah, look at that from the Hollywood Bowl. That's pretty dope. We couldn't see it from over here because they fucking closed the outlet. That's the Hollywood Bowl blowing off their finale. It looks like it's on fire. That's where I wanted to be. I wanted to go to that show and I wanted to watch it from above that spot, but the park rangers closed the fucking area. But that's the one I wanted to see. But we are seeing it. We're seeing the top of it. LA is wild, man. I don't know how long this nonsense goes on. Hollywood Bowl's still fucking doing their finale. Dodgers win. Was that a night game? That fucking Padres game was a night game? That was a 7 o'clock game. I didn't know that. I thought it was a day game. I went to the Reds Dodgers. This was the last 4th of July I went to was Reds Dodgers. And it was a day game, actually. It was like a 1 p.m. game. So they're going to have some fireworks at Dodger Stadium, which might be what we're seeing even further down. Not that. But it could be that. That could be Dodger Stadium, actually. I think that might be. It's hard to see on my camera. That could be Dodger Stadium right there. But usually you see the stadium lights. I think maybe we can't see Dodger Stadium. I think it's just off over here, down behind that smoke. That's a hell of a plume of smoke. I can barely see my car. There's a report of a man armed 1 mile away. Well, that's nice. Let me check that alert. Oh my God, look at that. What the hell is going on? I don't know. I'm going to check it in a second. Let me check that alert. Let me check that alert. Yeah, there's an armed man 1 mile away on Mulholland. It's always good to hear, you know? How's Queen Daisy? She's pretty good. She's pretty good today. It's day to day, and she's pretty good actually. She's pretty good. Daisy's doing good. Today's Daisy's 20th birthday. Daisy is 20 years old and she's trying not to die. She is an old ass cat. Oh boy. Okay. It's the 4th of July. Relax, everybody. Relax. You guys kids trying to get home. Come watch the fireworks, dude. Ellie Mae's on fire. Ellie Mae's on fire. Ellie Mae is so healthy and vibrant. Uh oh. Got parking enforcement right there? Hold on. Well, there was the park ranger. Does park ranger get parking tickets? Park ranger's overwhelmed. Here, you guys, I gotta check my car. Fucking park ranger's up here now. Somebody must have called. Let's just take, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Sprinklers never turned on. I mean, there's too many people up here for the ranger to do something. Right. Smells. I'm getting, catching a buzz, if you know what I'm saying. You see where it says pedestrians prohibited? I didn't obey that sign. But this is my secret spot. Look, everybody found my secret spot. You guys, I had to check my car. Was he giving tickets out? Hold on. See, I had discreetly parked over here, but then about 140,000 people undiscreetly parked right next to me. Look at the city is crazy from here. See if he got my. Everybody loves coming up to Mulholland. What's up? Hello. Who is older, Daisy or Ellie? Daisy is 20 and Ellie is 9. No, the park ranger's just overwhelmed. The park ranger's just overwhelmed with cars. Nothing the park ranger can do about it. So the whole thing is, man, people just flood Mulholland Drive, baby, all the way up and down. They try and block it, but so many people come, there's really nothing they can do. At some point, there's nothing they can do. It's just an eruption. See, I secretly park up on the side of this hill. I literally park my car up on a hill where you kind of can't see it. There's not a no parking zone. And then look at all these fucking people see me standing over there. Because, see, they put these barriers up so you can't park on the road. But these cars did. This is illegal as fuck. They're not in trouble. I can't even get back across the street. It's so fucking busy. And right over here, there's a little ledge that I sit on. Those kids were like, let's climb this tower and get a better view. Yeah, go ahead and climb that tower and see how you do. fucking get a charge in your ass. Oh, this is disaster. I can't even get back across the road. Wow. Somebody took my ledge spot. Somebody take my spot. Oh, they all did take my spot. Hell yeah. They're launching them right over us. Hell yeah. I think that's the guy who's just road raging. He's like attacking us. Somebody over here's got some fireworks. I think that guy who was pissed is now shooting fireworks at us. Yeah, the animals are definitely freaking out. My cats are pretty good right now. Like, I can't complain. For Daisy, I'm just trying to be a better dad because she's, you know, she's good. She's good to go right now. She's fucking unbelievable. She might end up having to travel with me, honestly. I mean, look at how the city has it's covered in smoke. That is not marine layer. That's fucking smoke.
Yeah, there's a fire somewhere over there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I saw the alert.
Yeah, and there was a big cloud of smoke, and then the wind kind of blew it that way. I took a video of it just a second ago, or a couple minutes ago.
Did you see? I saw it on Citizen or something.
I think I might have got a video of it.
Tree on fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that too.
Yeah.
I was like, what? That was a fire. It's probably still on fire.
And the casualties began.
It's awesome, man. Let's see what else happens. I mean, that's where the Hollywood Bowl is too.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right.
They closed it off because I was trying to watch from there.
I just looked here a couple months ago, so I'm just kind of like
This is actually a secret spot, but when I got here, everybody caught me here. I usually park right on that street, and then I sit on this ledge
oh yeah.
off time, and people don't really know about it, but they saw me, so everybody just rolled up.
I had this old spot that was like up this radio tower, but it's like so throughout this old place I used to live in.
Oh,
Climb up this mountain, you could see like both sides, and it's so cool.
where did you come here from?
I was more just closer to Laurel Canyon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is a good spot, but that fucking overlook they just opened is a great spot. They close it at 6 o'clock. It's literally stupid. The sun's out till 9. People come up here to watch the sunset and shit.
I was literally at my house. I ran out of liquor, so I was like, I'm just gonna follow the explosion. And I went to that radio tower that's right about over there.
Yeah.
And then I saw somebody launch a firework from here, so I just walked over here.
Nice. Yeah, and someone did again. I wonder who has it. That rumbling's gonna keep it going. Well, they got a drone show somewhere.
Oh, that would be lit.
Yeah, it would.
I should have brought my.
think Universal City, you guys. I think Universal City's on the other side. Yeah. All right. Universal City. Oh. Oh, here he is. He's over here. Come on, drop some more of those. This guy who lives right here is dropping some bombs. You guys. All right. Let's sneak over to the valley and see what they got. I mean, this is a good spot, but damn, I can still see it from over here. You look at how you can't even see downtown now. That is not marine layer. That is smoke from the fireworks. Look at that. That is smoke from the fireworks. That's fucking crazy. It's just covered in smoke. And I was with Franchi the comedian last night, and we were talking about it. We are like, the fucking smoke. The air quality is horrible. Tomorrow it'll be crazy. Wait till you see the city tomorrow. I gotta put this in my car. My signal might freeze because my signal goes out. My car is right here. Let's see how it goes. City. Okay, YouTube. I'm over here on TikTok, YouTube.